Hey everybody, it's Robert coming to you with another adventure into history, and today I'm in the woods of Webster County, Georgia with Mr. Cecil Young, and we are currently looking for an old church graveyard. We had just visited a possible old graveyard, still not entirely clear on whether it was a graveyard or not, but did you see a church with this one?
This one's a Mount Airy Church Cemetery.
Mount Airy Church Cemetery. So there was definitely a church here at one time, and we haven't figured out exactly where it is yet, but if I had to guess, I'd say it's in these impenetrable muscadine vines right here.
Next to the only large growth trees.
Yep.
There's a cedar there, ain't it? Or is that
there's a cedar on the ground. I don't know what that one is. It might be cedar. Well,
I don't have an exact GPS ping, but this is the spot on the map.
all right. So take the path of least resistance, and we're on what state land today? Both of the cemeteries.
There's one right there.
Oh, sure enough. Both the cemeteries we've looked at have been on state land today. And this one and the previous one are probably connected somehow, whether just family-wise or... because I'm seeing names that match. You know what? I forgot my flashlight, but I've also got a pair of clippers in the car. So I'll go get them. All right, so now that we're in, this is Minnie Lee Clark, who we saw Deacon Clark over at the other cemetery. Minnie was born June 26, 1922, and she died May 12th, 1967. The bottom of her headstone says at rest. Another thing just to note, this is going to be a predominantly African American cemetery. You can tell from these markers, which are used or were used during this time period in African American burials. Likewise with this marker right here. This is one that we've also seen more so down in Sumter County, which is very close by. This is Julia Mae Clark, died February 28th, 1946. And there are many graves very close together in here. There's one there.
This one is also not on Find a Grave.
Oh wow. It's another undocumented one out here. And the cedar tree fell on this grave, or these graves right here, which makes it a little bit more challenging. I have very low energy, so I'm just going to cut my way in. All right, let's see if we can't find out who this is. Oh, briar tried to get me right in the eye. It's another Clark. It's John Clark. Died June 28th, 1951. And one right there. I'll try to get a little bit of clearance for us. This is native beautyberry. It's grown up on that grave. Let's see. It's another Clark. This is Minnie Clark. Another Minnie Clark. She was born March 23rd, 1874. And died December 24th, 1975. All right.
Could you just snap a couple pictures while you're in there?
Yeah. All right. I'll try to get back out. What's touching me? It's got briars on it. Stop it. Okay. Whew. You're going to want to be really careful too, because these are our vaults that the top is exposed on. So if it's cracked or something, you could accidentally go into the burial and it would be very, very unpleasant. So this is John C. Clark, born December 2nd, 1908, and died January 10th, 1978. At the bottom it has the initials TV inscribed on it. And over here is Annie Cottle. She was born September 23rd, 1903, and she died February 11th, 1984. At the bottom it says at rest. 1984 is not what I was expecting. I was already surprised by the 1970s graves, not expecting all the way into the 80s.
Can't see more than about a foot into this.
Just trying to see what direction the graves are going in. There's another cedar right there. So could have been graves around these cedar trees. We know that they're often planted, intentionally planted at cemeteries. But my goodness, this is a mess. This is a down cedar. That's the one that's on the
one right there.
Graves. You see one? Yep. All right. Let's see how we're gonna get in there. There's two over here. Three. All right, let's see. This is dead. All right. All right, we got muscadines in the way right here. Okay, now we can get through. So, first thing I noticed other than the headstones is the broken artifact, cemetery artifact. You know, if you haven't seen my other videos talking about these, you find this sort of stuff very commonly in African American cemeteries. All cemeteries, of course, have artifacts, but these are definitely predominant in African American cemeteries. And someone who means well might come in and try to clean up the cemetery by throwing some of that stuff away, but you never want to remove those kind of artifacts from a cemetery. There's also another headstone in there, just a field stone in the spotlight. And now there's this one. It looks like a handprint on the back right there almost. Kind of. That one's unmarked. Whew. All right, that one's gonna have to be stood up.
It's hand inscribed.
Gotcha. All right, now grab that for me. Let's get rid of this stuff right here. Oh. So many briars. Lun. Swinney, maybe? It's Lunswi. I think that's NN.
LY or EY? It's EY.
Yeah,
Swinney.
Swinney. Haven't heard that name before. You need a light on it? Yeah. All right.
Are these marked?
No, the first one looks like it might have a handprint on the back of
Well,
it.
this one's down.
Yeah, the other one's down. There's a brick marking a grave right there.
There's a little tiny footstone for this one. Let's see if I can get it up without. It's right here.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Washington. Battle. Washington Battle.
Is that 1910?
I think so. Looks like April, I could be wrong on this now, 18th, 1910, age 67. So, Washington Battle. There. All right. This is overgrown. This is what happens when there's no like tree canopy covering these places that shades out all the lower growth, and it grows up like this. It becomes impenetrable. There could be graves all throughout here. Then the other side looks like timber over there, but maybe we can make it through. Maybe the cemetery is just right here in these older trees, but what is that? There's a broken pitcher right here, busted up real good. Another cemetery artifact. See, something like this probably marked a grave at one time.
There's one right there to your right.
Oh, snap. Yep. Oh, look. Funeral home marker right here. Nothing in it though. They're right there. Okay. Let's see if we can't get in here. Millage Woods, March 21st, 1955. All right, I saw a funeral home placard somewhere. I see it. There's a grave right here. Footstone of some sort.
Right here.
Okay, there we go.
Here it comes.
Oh,
How
yeah.
close to where we park?
Albert. Model. Come on, light. Albert M.O. Motley. Died October 8, 1950. I don't know whether it's the case or not, but that stone could have gotten pushed off of this one right here. There's a concrete vault right there with no stone on it. That one is not on a vault. That one's just on dirt. And we've got a funeral home placard right here. Can't see it yet. Unfortunately, everything that's on it has faded away, it looks like. It's like it's 1950s though. It's from an Americus, Georgia funeral home. And then there's something down here. And it's marked. And inscribed. It looks like Mirey Mottty. The bottom says AT. I don't know.
It keeps going.
Sure enough. Another one right there. Roxy Cunningham, May 14th, 1960. This is crazy.
Starting to go downhill now.
Yeah.
More over here. No, that's an old tree.
Okay.
Down.
So if the other old cemetery that we looked at previously was about a mile back in the woods, this one is 7/8 of a mile back in the woods. What's the woods today? But obviously this was a church graveyard at one time. Up until the 1980s, which is crazy to think about really. It wasn't that long ago. Yet here we are. And it doesn't look like there was ever anything here.
This was definitely a church.
Where was the church?
Church was right over here by the road.
Oh, wow.
There was another outbuilding, larger building, and a smaller building. The cemetery behind it.
When was that photo taken?
See, 56. Let me see. The church itself was not here in 72.
Gotcha.
It was just a clear lot.
All right, everybody, I hope you enjoyed seeing this cemetery. What was the name of it again?
Mount Airy or Mount Avery, two different names.
Gotcha. So either Mount Airy or Mount Avery church, graveyard. Here, almost totally lost, undocumented. But Cecil's gonna document it and get the location recorded. Incredible sight. Again, incredible to think about. There was a church here and probably a community of some sort back in these woods until it all became the timber property where they grow these pine trees and then later state hunting land. So we'll see you on another adventure.